Hey, 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 I am live. Day 11 of 21 day go live today. Amazing, amazing. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Before I go to sleep, I needed to come here and keep my commitment. So, welcome, welcome. My name is Leena. I am streaming live from Facebook business page, Leena's digital team. Those who don't know me, my name is Leena. I'm a mother of two and grandma of four beautiful kids, and I'm a business owner. I'm also I do also work for as a civil servant, and I do this business to build my dream. So yeah, so today I have a nice topic. As you can see, the ticker is going down. I did not know this was possible until I said yes. You know what? For sometimes for it to know what exactly it is, you have to say yes. Yes doesn't mean that you are fully 100% committing. Yes means yes to looking at the options, looking at the opportunities, looking at what it entails. That is what yes means. So you don't need to be scared to say yes, because if you are scared, and because that is what the society tell us to be, you need to be cautious, uh, but some when you find all these proofs and everything, if you're still staying down and with fear, that's what society, the world wants us to stay down and scared. That means that way we don't grow, and we will be always depending on the people, right? Because of fear, we don't take a charge of our own life. So I'm going to talk a little bit about today, why I said yes, and what I found out. So welcome. If you are watching me live, thank you so much for coming here and um, supporting me. And if you are watching a replay, do that within 30 days, because 30 days time the social Facebook is bringing the lives down. That is the new procedure now. So let's dive in. um, there was a time I didn't even think something like this was possible for me. You know, my life was simple, even now. uh, at that time my life was simple: work, family, responsibilities, and I thought that was my path. But after my life has changed, I found myself in a place I didn't expect. I had to restart my life at a later stage, and at this stage of life, that is not easy. There was fear, uncertainty, and many questions like, what can I do now? Is it too late for me? Maybe some of you have felt that too. Maybe some of you all are feeling that, because all these feelings come when we have some sort of situation in our life. There are so many questions arise in our brain, and sometimes our brain can get um, crowded because we don't know exactly where to go, what to do. So, in my case, I prayed to God. I said, "Show me the way." And then I came across something that I never expected, and I wasn't looking for that. I was just praying, show me the way. But it could be anything, right? But not particular way. So, what I did was, what happened was, um, I found ad while I was finding a recipe on YouTube to cook dinner that evening, uh, about few years back now, this one. And yeah, so I found that ad, someone, I felt it is so close that, it was not the same situation, but close to it. That person also had some struggles. At the time, I'm also having some struggles. So it was a quite the match. Okay. So at first I wasn't sure, but I was quite skeptical because previously I had fallen into some sort of scams, and I don't know much about anything online. I didn't know even to tag somebody on Facebook. So I was just using Facebook as, like, very, very basic. Uh, Even though people were making so much out of it, but I did not know anything, and I was not interested to. So I didn't understand. But even just because when I heard the story of that ad on YouTube, I felt like I need to watch that. So I said yes. So I didn't understand it at the beginning. I didn't know if I could do that. I also had no experience and technical skills, as a matter of fact. But something inside me said, at least look into it. This is where it comes. When you feel something, if your heart says and say, at least look into it, you should go for it. Right? So I did. Slowly, I watched that webinar about two, three times. Just, let me watch it, like, not very serious, but I did. But when I started watching second or third time, I really began to understand what this whole thing about. So what I found was not just a business, but a system with training, mentorship, and step by step guidance. There was a mentor and there was a coach who I can actually rely on. So, and for the first time, I felt maybe I can do it. Prior looking into that, I wasn't sure, but I still, with the some belief, some trust, and a little bit of skepticism, I said yes. And this is the result. When you said yes, and later on, I felt I could do this too, because so many similar people like me were doing the same business. Some of them even older than me, and some of them even in a different uh, spot in their own life, and they were doing it, and they are being very successful. So maybe I thought, I can also follow this kind of a training system. And if I needed to ask any question, I had a mentor and coach and the whole community. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. So I did. Now, about almost, it's 5 years now, and it's a history. I have been learning and growing, right? So even though I still work at my full time work, because that's a government job. I didn't want to give up. And again, you don't need to give up, because I like my job. I worked there for, I mean, in my entire career, I was an admin. I worked there for many, almost 35 years. And I love my job because it has so many different facets, so many. It's not a boring job because there are so many varieties. I get to talk to the people. I get to help people. So this is exactly, even I found this also in the business. In this business also, we help people. We help them to set up the business, and we walk beside them. In fact, this earlier in the evening, I helped my mentee to build an ad, and as I was going to church, I was driving. She says that, oh, that ad was approved. I'm so happy for her. I'm so excited that what's going to come out. In fact, I prayed also because today, being a Roman Catholic, today was Tuesday, and today I Saint Anthony's Day. So we had a novena, and during the novena, I prayed for my mentee so that her ad may bring a lot of result, right? So we work together as a team, helping people, and we want to see everyone to be in a good place, successful and happier. So the more happier this world is, more better it become. So as I said, I'm still learning. I'm learning is always there. Without If you don't learn, you just stop growing, right? So but the beauty of this business is that you're building something for your own self, for your future and for your future generations. Work, if you are doing work, no matter 50, 60, 70 years also, if you are working, it doesn't become yours. But the business, when you build, even if it's taking some time, it becomes yours. And our business especially is a legacy building. We can either sell this business after, once it is become really established, or we can also I can also transfer to my children and grandchildren. This is like a generational business. So this business is a very uh, established business. We have partnerships in our companies, which some of them are like they are in business for 50 years. So those are the partnership we have. We will all explain to you once you come into this business. And even prior to, there is a lot of information session we have. And with that webinar and many testimonies, you will understand what this business model is, and what is required, and what's the role. Okay, so it goes step by step, so that you will not miss anything. Yeah, so I learned the same step by step process. I was not very fast, not perfect, but I started. I stayed consistent, and it has been given me so much of peace about my future now. So if you are watching this and wondering, is there something more for me, or can I still start? You don't need to have everything figured it out. You just need to say yes, as I said in the beginning, and be open. If you are curious, message me in the in below this video. Okay, and I will share the free information session with you. In fact, today there was a free information session at 8 o'clock, but I missed it, and I came late for this live now. But there is a replay. So if you want to watch the same replay, send me a message or register on my website, www.linamilton.com. And once you do that, we have an automatic email campaign. So it sends out all the emails, and you will get in your inbox. In case you don't see that in your inbox, you might, if you are watching, if you are signed up for Outlook, then you will see in your other folder. And if you are on Gmail, you may want to check your promotional folder, because these are the marketing emails, and sometimes they don't land in your inbox. They land in a different folder, so you might want to check that. But if you don't find anywhere, just message me and I can resend the replay to you. Okay, I hope this but do be open to check it out, so that when the opportunity comes in front of you, this maybe there is a reason for that. If you are watching, and if you are going to watch replay, and you are coming on my page, um, nothing happens without the reason. So maybe there is a reason. So check it out. You don't have to pay a penny. and all you need to do, check it out and see and decide for yourself whether it is for you or no. Okay, so usually I don't do this, but as I was coming back from church, I just stopped by the mailbox, and uh, I got, you see, even though I work online, I actually get my commission checks by mail, by post. So usually I don't like to show my uh, my earnings, because even when you're working, you don't flash your earnings to anybody, right? This is the same thing. Instead of going to work, I have my own business, so I just get my check from our as I said, the we have product partnership, and when the products are sold on the back end, they send us the check. That is how it works. We don't really promote the products, we promote the system, and we promote this business. But every business to work, there has to be some products, but you don't have to buy the products. I mean, you don't have to promote the products just on Facebook or social media. It all, the system does at the back end. All you have to do is to educate, and and tell the story why you started. There's always a genuine story, right? So I hope this helps you. If you're watching replay, uh, put it in the comment that you watched, and I will know who is watching. Thank you so much. Bye now. I'll come back to you with another live tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be day 12. Thank you. Good night. God bless.